LCARA Ham Radio presents a Time Machine Tuesday vintage video release.
Welcome to Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association. You can find us at LCARA.net, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. If you're enjoying the videos we're producing here at LCARA, please help our club out by hitting that subscribe button. Also, give us some feedback on our videos. Click the like button, share with anybody who may find it interesting, and be sure and hit the bell icon to make sure you get notified of the next video release. Hey, good morning, folks. This is Chris, KY4CKP, and today we're just bringing out a short little video, kind of a slideshow of some pictures, just to kind of catch folks up on the current state of our emergency communications trailer. We've posted some information on this before. Been working on this pretty hard the last year or so, and even with the current delays in being able to do things in person as much as usual, we've been getting a few things done here recently as well. And so we're just going to start off with a quick look. We were insulating the trailer. It's a regular box trailer. And so we were taking the plywood skin off on the inside. We began to insulate it with 1-inch foam on the sides and the top. And just a quick shot here. I think we covered some of that activity towards the end of last year probably. So we got that done. It makes a really big difference in the sound of the trailer. Really helps to keep out outside noises and helps the inside sound warmer. If you've ever heard musicians and folks talk about that kind of stuff, so it sounds better in the trailer. So that was a big deal right there. Not that hard. Takes a little time and labor. And just showing this a little bit here, we have all the skins back on, and we're going to get into some newer activities here as well. We also, our president of our club, Don AC4DM, has done some electrical work. He's hooked in thermostat to the air conditioning unit. We also have a heater that we can run in the trailer. We also have portals or ports in the floor that we can run lines in and out, whether it's antenna lines to antennas we've set up, or for things like shore power, anything like that. And we've also run in some and set up some connectors so that we can connect. We have a couple of benches in there right now, as well as the seating benches and our RV type table that we can sit around there. We also have some folding tables and a folding chairs and a folding table that we can use. So we've got our Anderson connections on both desks to hook up the battery that's in the trailer itself, and or connect us through to shore power if we have shore power that we can connect to if we're at a campsite or a location that would provide that, or we have our generator, and we can always provide energy through the generator. And several of us also have portable power solutions as well to try to take care of any situations, whether they're shorter term or potentially even longer term in the field, field days and just outings and things like that. So we also have spent time throughout the last year or so on the outside of the trailer. We put the video up a while ago where we washed the trailer really well, cleaned it up good. We've also been sealing it up. These trailers are built pretty well, but sometimes they need a little bit of help. So we've sealed it up pretty good. And then we also here recently started working on the front. Now we had insulated the roof and the sides, but we had this curved nose up at the front, which was a little more of a challenge. So we've got that insulated, and we also formed a piece of aluminum to go in the slightly awkward shape right there. Put in some bracing, and so we have the aluminum in there now. So that looks a little bit better and is insulated, so it'll help again the overall sound profile and keeping the warmth in when you want it, keeping the cool in when you want it. And so also here very recently, so there's where we were just forming the aluminum for that nose, and we'll see that nose here in just a moment as well, a little bit more of a close-up. But we've finally been able to start getting together and doing a few things, trying to do it carefully and safely. But we got together here recently, as we'll see in another picture or so, and we started painting. This has been one of the long-term goals for this, the insulation, just uh, taking care of any leaks and things. They had put the window in originally and doing some of the additional electrical work. And so we finally got to the painting stage, which was fun. Really brightens, of course, as you know, whenever you paint something. And there's that front piece on the nose of the trailer. But you can also tell that we were painting that day. And so, of course, it completely brightens it up on the inside of the trailer. You're not going to have very much light in there at all. You know, the plywood is not, it's not dark, but it's dark enough that when you don't have a lot of light, if it's nighttime or heavily cloudy that day or anything, the one little window, it just didn't give you very much. And yet we've got those LED lights that hang over the benches. They can give you tons of light, especially now that it's painted. But once you get going with a couple of radios and a couple of pieces of equipment, it's not going to take much to give you just enough light so you can see your dials and your equipment well, without blowing out blowing out your vision or anything. So again, we had some paint. Brian KY4BDP went and got some painting supplies, and a few of us showed up for a work day, and we went with a little bit darker color on the roof and a little bit brighter on the walls. So just kind of showing that here, and then a group of us got together. Now our club, we do have scheduled work days every other week, either for one of our two main repeater sites, and then we'll occasionally have a special work day if we have something we want to work on. Right now, one of our repeaters is in transition to a new site, so we've actually taken the work day for that repeater and spent it on the trailer, so that we can get it going here as the weather's getting nicer and as things get a little bit more normal. In fact, we have a testing session coming up, and we're going to be using the trailer to help us manage people. Right, we expect a big crowd, a pretty big crowd at least for us, 15, 20, 25 people. But we're going to have to manage things and do it carefully, and follow the safety precautions. So yeah, we just got together recently, several of the members, and which makes light work of any job when you have plenty of hands to help out. And so we painted the roof, painted the walls, um, cleaned up that aluminum piece. It's in good shape. It was just a little bit dirty, and it's looking really good inside. We got more that we want to work on. We're going to be putting some murals on the outside of the trailer. We were going to probably have some shelving. We're going to put a rack, um, the aluminum vertical rails for racks. If you're in the IT or telecom industry, we're going to put some rack unit in there so that we can handle some equipment very nicely and easily. And so it still has some things we want to do to it, but we were getting it out last year, and we're going to, of course, continue getting it out this year. I think we're going to get our the pads for the benches that are towards the front, which would be kind of behind us in this picture. I think we're going to get those recovered into a new and matching color. And so it's really coming along, and it's just the kind of stuff that you do in stages. A brand new, just empty trailer can be usable immediately with a couple of folding tables and folding chairs, and it can be usable immediately. And we've been using this, and the club had used this off and on over the years. But now we're just trying to spend a little more time on it and make it look a little nicer, make it a little more functional, sound a little bit nicer. Uh, you know, uh, Brian and I took it out one time during heavy rain, and with those aluminum trailers, uh, we couldn't hardly do anything because you couldn't hear the radios. And we didn't have headsets, I think, that trip. So that's one of the things to be prepared for when you go in the field. Definitely check the weather, and you might might need some headsets and things to help stay productive. But it was a fun trip just to get the trailer out, get experience towing it and using it. And then when you do that, when you actually, that's the thing, folks. When you actually use your equipment in these scenarios that we think about or plan for, once you get into the reality of it, you'll find those areas that you didn't think about, or that they simply kind of turn out differently than you expected, and then you just know what kind of adjustments you need to make. And it just really helps you fine tune what you're going to want to do, what kind of equipment you really want to take or need to take for a given scenario. So that's about it. There's not a whole lot. I got a couple more pictures coming up here. Um, we just wanted to give folks. I know some folks have been kind of following the work we're doing on this the trailer, and I know clubs all over the country and even all over the world are and have done similar things. And there's some really nice fancy ones out there. But ours is coming along. Brian KY4BDP took the cover for the AC unit and brightened it up. You know, there's a technique to help brighten because it had gotten very yellow. You might be able to see on the bottom there's a little kind of rectangular part that's fairly brown. The whole thing looked like that. That's a little cover piece. And he took it and used a technique that he had seen online and YouTube channels and things on how to brighten up older plastic like that and get it looking a little bit newer again. So he just cleaned it really well and brightened it up. So it looks really good. The AC works really well. So again, that's pretty much it. Just an update for folks on the comms trailer, and we'll be bringing some more videos out. Of course, we're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, which we really appreciate everybody's support. So that's about it for this one. We'll wrap it up. This is Chris, KY4CKP, for Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Association, 73.